All righty, Pictou, here we go. Can we have the Thorburn Mohawks come to the stage, please? I want to point out these guys are classy fellas. One of the team members tonight includes Nikki Cameron, and Nikki is the daughter of the late coach Tom Forsyth. These guys just exhausted the opposition. New players every inning. All right. Wholesale change, boys, next inning. All righty. To a man, each and every member of the Thorburn Mohawks will tell you they were three-time provincial and maritime junior softball champions because of one man, Coach Tom Forsyth. But this group of softball players, self-motivated to start the team in midsummer 1963, determined to raise funds for travel, and convinced they could be a championship club like the Junior Mohawks of the 1930s, was more than a coach. In mid-July of 1963, these teenagers in the small town of Thorburn, all students at East Pictou Regional High, decided there was more to do with a summer vacation than sleep till noon, swim at Parks Falls, hang around the general store, or when the chance presented itself with a family car, chase girls. Alan McLaughlin, Melvin Smith, Mason Johnston, and Sam McDougall were killing time one day when they proposed to each other that they gather enough guys to start a team, and within a few hours the nucleus was together. They needed a coach, but the choice was easy. With the strength of the senior Mohawks evident to them, they asked a former Mohawk great, Tom Forsyth, to lead them. He was the key, recalls assistant coach Bob McDougall. He was a father to these boys, but he was tough. He ruled with an iron hand, but he was good to them too. If they stepped out of line, he brought them back quickly. This team sailed through all competition at their age level in all 3 years. They coasted through the regional playdowns against teams from Pictou and Antigonish counties that McDougall called the toughest competition they would face. Then they embarrassed teams in New Brunswick and PEI by gargantuan margins to win maritime titles. The 1963 team consisted of McLaughlin and Gordy McKinnon pitching, Johnston catching, Smith, Sam McDougall, Donnie Fraser or McKinnon, and Hillard McDonald from first to third, and an outfield of Donnie Bowden, Stephen McDonald, Francis Mo Kiley, Johnny Kyle, and John Vance. And a year later, Gordon McKay, Bill McKinnon, Graham McLean, Bill Monroe, assistant coach McDougall, and manager Cyril McLeod joined the team. Added to the mix in 1964 were Robert McEachran, Art Forsyth, and Philip Cameron. Bob McDougall tells us two stories that tell you all about Forsyth and his hold on this team. 1963, the Maritime Championship Series, center fielder Bowden, a very gentlemanly player, split his pants running after the ball. Gives a whole new meaning to softball. He came to the bench and told Tom he couldn't go back out to the field and showed him why. Bowden was afraid of the razzing he would take from the fans, but Coach Forsyth would have none of that. As McDougall says, he told Donnie to get the heck back out there, and he didn't use the word heck. Kiley was a natural, McDougall says. He could hit the long ball, run and catch. He was a switch hitter who was a much stronger hitter from the left side. In a game at a fenced-in field in Truro, he told Tom he was going to hit right-handed, but Tom said, no, you're going to bat left. Well, Mo crushed one over the right field fence and over a Mounties car in the parking lot, and he just showed Tommy that, yes, indeed, he could hit. When the team first started, the parents of the players would organize card parties and other fundraisers. The boys, and remember, these were high school kids at the time, would serve the lunch and wash the dishes. Of course, they knew it was up to them to rake the ball field, prepare it for games, and do what had to be done to play the game. They were disciplined in their play, willing to listen to Forsyth and learn from him, and, says McDougall, mature beyond their years. Today, because of Forsyth's leadership, these young players have become pillars in their communities, from bank managers to school teachers and principals to police officers, and most have stayed in Pictou County. And they were smart. Catcher Johnston saw his team outsmarted in 1963 in a game against a senior team. He was on first base. The ball was live. The pitcher came over to the bag, asked Johnston to step off so he could straighten the base. And when he did this, the pitcher tagged him out. So a year later, Johnston pulled the same stunt late in a close playoff game at Brooklyn. The bases were loaded after a 2-out intentional walk to a pinch hitter. Johnston figured the young man's head was not yet into the game as he had just come off the bench, so he went to first and asked the runner to step off for a moment so he could straighten the bag. Boom, you're out. Inning over, threat over. They were glory years, growing years for a group of 16 to 19-year-olds. They grew under a dedicated coach. They won. They were heroes in the town, winning their 3 maritime junior titles in a row, something no other team had done to that date. Melvin Smith sums up the team's affection for Forsyth. He gave us discipline and the things we took through life. We didn't realize it at the time, but when we started coaching, it made us realize how much he sacrificed for us. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Thorburn Mohawks into the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame. If I could have one of our presenting sponsors from Sobeys Limited, Derek Botma, come to the stage. He is a store manager at Sobeys in Spryfield. And to present the pin, Don Wheeler, inducted to the Builder category in 1989 for his outstanding contribution to softball in Nova Scotia. They will make the presentation. I can't see behind the Mohawks. Are both of the presenters here? Come on up, fellas. Sure. We'll get Donnie to do the full meal deal then. Is Derek Botma here? No? Okay. So I'll tell you what, as we do these presentations, let's have a chat to Sam, Mason, and Hillard here. Come on out, Sam. From what we just read and heard, this was a team totally dedicated to a coach. Can you expand on that a bit?
Yeah, Bruce, I can. When I think of Tommy Forsyth, and, Tommy, if you're looking down on us tonight, certainly on behalf of all of the team members and those in our families, we want to thank him and remember you as, I heard a number of years ago a formula for a leader, and it went like this. 1 leader equals 1 knowing mind, plus 1 loving heart, plus 2 helping hands. Tommy Forsyth knew softball. He loved us enough to kick us in the ass when we needed it. And he helped us more than most people as a volunteer, help young people at any time. So Tommy, we thank you not only for our success on the field and for this great honor, but more importantly for our success in life.
All right, thank you, Sam. Beautifully said. Mason, where are you? Now, 3 consecutive maritime titles for a team from Thorburn, pretty small town. What was it like when you'd come home with title after title? What was it like in this town?
Well, Bruce, I remember it well. When we won, not only our parents celebrated with us, but the whole village celebrated. And as the years went on, the whole county celebrated with us. We had impromptu motorcades, parties, house parties, all clean, good fun parties. Of course, coming from Thorburn, that was the... But those were the days that the whole county celebrated, and I remember them well. And the motorcade would go into New Glasgow and back out to Thorburn, and days that we'll remember forever.
That's beautiful. Hillard, come on out just for a second. Where are you? There he is. Final question here to Hillard. Yeah, we'll go easy. Listen, you guys are together tonight. I'm sure you get together often, but the full team, the full squad, plus the coach's daughter is here. What is this reunion like for you fellas tonight?
Well, it's one of the greatest moments in my life. To be here with some of the boys, one I haven't seen in 35 years, to see all the parents who are with us, the ones that are not, sure wish they were, but it's one of the greatest moments in my life.
All right, beautifully said. The Thorburn Mohawks, ladies and gentlemen.